All right. Huh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, listeners, welcome back to the 307 podcast. Whether you're live on YouTube or listening here on audio, we are thankful that you're joining us this morning. You know, my teammates here have successfully pissed me off this morning. You know, look, you guys overcomplicate everything. Just look, man. Just make it freaking happen, man. Look. What the heck? Put the camera on, Chili. Put the dang camera on him. Do y'all see that? Everybody on YouTube, do y'all see?
Chili, don't even look at him.
That's what I have to work with right there. That's what I have to work with.
Look, it ain't my MO to make things happen, man.
What are you? How would you describe yourself?
I wouldn't.
Well, you just said it ain't your MO to make things happen. So that's a what continue.
Nah.
Y'all see his shirt? YouTube, y'all see his shirt? That's what I got to work with, man. Do they see it?
Well, I hope the camera's on him.
Is there anybody watching?
221.
Good night. Okay, is the camera still on, Chili?
Yeah.
Okay, all of you guys that watch Truck Talk. Okay, I have people every week on Truck Talk comment, who is this Chili? Because every Truck Talk is inspired by Chili. Chili actually sends me messages every day and says, Chad, talk about this. All right? And he sends me a script of what to say. See, nothing that I say on Truck Talk is even things that I think up. Chili sends me the script, and what y'all can't see is in front of the Land Cruiser, I've got a teleprompter. And I put that script up on that teleprompter, and I just read it off.
Script.
And
what people don't know is I'm sending that stuff to Chili.
Holy crap, I didn't even know that.
You didn't even know how deep it ran.
And so every week people are like, who is Chili? Who is Chili? Look, man, do y'all not know that we have probably hundreds of episodes of this podcast uploaded to this same YouTube channel that y'all are watching? And dang near every single episode features the Chili. So if you're watching Truck Talk and you don't know who Chili is, he's sitting right here in front of you today. He inspires every Truck Talk that has ever been created. That's the brains. That's the man behind it all. He's sitting right there. Y'all can all see him. He's a real person. Okay? So that's who Chili is. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast, Chili.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Well, I'm here.
So what do you think about buying gold? I'm thinking about buying gold today. I watched a YouTube video this morning.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you this one's just going to suck.
What are you talking about? It's going to suck.
You're just all over the place, man.
Look, man, I'm serious. I'm serious, man. Here's what I'm talking about today.
Dude, you got 330 people on here.
Today I want to talk about buying gold. I want to talk about getting a custom suit made. And I want to talk about just saying no to your government and why all of y'all can't say no, won't say no, and you're afraid to say no. Those are the three things I want to talk about today for everybody listening to this podcast. So if you don't want to hear about any of those three things, go ahead and go on about your business, because that's what we're... Now, we might talk about other things too. I don't know. So maybe you should just stay around, because there's no telling what's going to be talked about up in here. Because let me tell you, they have literally nearly drove me insane this morning on the run that we did, okay? We ran this morning. They nearly drove me insane. Look at him. Switch the camera to him.
It's been on him the whole time. He looks like that thing on the Nightmare Before Christmas when he's doing that frown face, you know?
Yeah,
That character.
Something is...
Frown face.
Good night. All right. No. Now look. Seriously, dude. Look, I'm gonna need you to participate in this conversation.
What am I doing?
I need you to talk to me about buying gold, because
What do you think I know about buying gold?
Well, I asked you this morning. I said, "Do you know anything about it?" And you said, "Yeah, I know about it." Okay.
Look, anytime you seem to ask me stuff on the podcast all the time.
Let's have a conversation about it. Okay.
We'll start with this. Anytime you've acted like you've ever went to me for information, two things. I've completely made it up. That's number one. I've never said anything that's real information. I've just about halfway ever talked about anything, and then whatever I said is just bull crap. So, I mean, what you want to know about gold?
Okay, yes. I'm thinking about buying gold today.
Look at him, write it down.
What inspired me to buy gold is some of my favorite books out there. It's called the Sackett series by Louis L'Amour. Okay. If you guys want a good series of novels to read, go read the Sackett series by Louis L'Amour. Now, and I've read this series multiple times. It's 14, 15 books long. And in every few books, there is woven into the story somebody having some gold buried somewhere.
Now, you're talking about digital gold too, right?
No. No, I'm talking about real hard gold.
I do like those.
What, digital gold?
Yeah. Basically, you can pretend to own gold that we keep over here in a locker somewhere. Mm-hmm. We'll even send you a picture of it. I like that.
Well, people are used to that, because that's kind of like all the money that we pretend that we have right now. That's just a number on a screen somewhere.
Bank account, yeah.
Well, Little Trucker Kendall, he gave a $10 super chat, and he said, "Have you heard of the gold back? It's small division gold."
Yeah.
The gold
I haven't
back.
heard of that. What do you know what that is, Jill?
Well, gold, I don't know if that's referring to a particular thing, like a brand name or something, but yeah, there's digital gold that you can have. Basically, you just send them you send them your money, they take all your money, and in exchange you get physical gold, but you don't get the physical gold. They hold on to your money and the gold. But
That's digital gold too, the gold back, sir?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that may be something different.
Listeners, if you guys have anything to put in on this conversation, then you know about gold, drop it in the comments.
I'm just
He
saying
said gold backs come in denominations as small as 1/1000th of an ounce of pure gold.
I'm not looking to buy no small quantities here now. I'm looking to buy big things of gold.
I'm sure that's probably digital too. Anyway,
Maybe.
but I don't know. So
Okay. In these books, back to my original story, there's always, not always, but in many of the books, there's some gold buried somewhere. And, they a lot of times find it. Okay? Now, I like the idea of having gold buried somewhere. I like the idea of that. It goes along with my fantasies.
well, that's good.
That I live.
You like talking about
He's
it
just
too.
playing out this thing that he formulates in his mind.
I mean,
and
who in their right mind that was going to go bury gold comes on a podcast and tells everybody, hey y'all, I'm about to buy a bunch of gold and I'm about to bury it here somewhere in Georgia. I mean, you tardo.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
And there's going to be a map Okay. But that map is gonna get handed down through generations.
What are you, a pirate?
And there's one day somebody's gonna get that map, and they're gonna be my ancestors, right? And they're gonna say, we have this map from one of our ancestors about this buried gold, and one day somebody's gonna find it.
What do you
That's
mean
what
one
I'm
of
trying-
your ancestors?
Somebody that's passed down through Blake's
Descendants.
lineage. Yeah.
Okay, one of your descendants.
Oh yeah, my descendants. Oh yeah, I went the other I went the wrong
went
direction.
backwards.
Yeah, I went the wrong
It's
direction.
not even going to be your descendant. It'll be Blake.
Yeah, it'll be somebody that's passed down through Blake's bloodline. They will have that map.
I got a better idea. Why don't you just buy gold and give it to me? Why would you bury it and give it to somebody down the line? We ain't never even gonna know.
I'm wanting to bury it to create a storyline for a book later on.
Well, I
in
tell you,
time, sometime.
bury it, and I'll go. You give me the map, I'll go find it, and you can tell whatever story you want.
You can go ahead and write the book now.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, if he went and buried it, it'd probably take about 3 days to find it. I mean, if you really tried, I mean, he ain't gonna go far. Where do you think he's going? I mean, just look where the hole's at.
Okay.
Jeez.
So, first of all, what do you guys think about this idea of having gold instead of cash money? I mean, what's your honest opinion on that, for real?
Well, for the purpose of what?
Well, we talked about that a little bit this morning. I mean,
Sure. Well, they weren't there for that.
Yeah, so talk to them about what we talked about, Chili.
Well, you just asked a
Because
question.
you brought up the point
well,
this morning.
you got to tell me. Someone would have to tell me what purpose they want the gold for. But if it's because you think the dollar's about to be worth nothing and you need some form of currency to exchange because the apocalypse is going to happen, well, gold ain't going to do you no good in that scenario either. I mean, it depends on what exactly scenario you're talking about. But first of all, money's already not worth nothing other than the fact that, I mean, it is worth something. That's the thing. Yes, it's not worth anything, like people always like to say, but it is. You can still go buy crap with it. So you don't need gold now. You need gold for some situation where you can't use your dollar anymore. But if you can't use the dollar anymore, there's probably going to be bigger problems going on anyway. So I don't think gold's going to fix nothing for nobody. I think it's a way for a lot of whoever's selling gold to just make money.
Over time, how much does gold increase? Like, is it a good investment or not?
Oh, if you were just like, well, I'll just put my money in it. Well, you know, there's people, there's a good guy. I'm sure a lot of these people have watched him before. His name is Gerald Celente of the Trends Journal. You can go look him up.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
He'll talk.
Is that Gerald with a J or
with
G?
a G?
Okay.
Gerald. He'll talk a lot about gold and other trends, forecasts and stuff. But look, man, gold, it ain't went up near as much as they thought it was going to all this time. Silver's far outpaced it, but silver's worth way less. But I don't, like, if you're just looking for an investment, it's fine, but I don't know why you'd even just fool with it. Headache. I mean, look, man, it's a waste of time. All these attempts are ill-fated.
Yeah, I would imagine that if you were purchasing gold as an investment, I would have to imagine
When you gonna sell it?
like the percentage increase is like, and I imagine that's fairly small. So like
It hasn't been so far.
maybe like a lot. I guess for maybe a long-term investment, like if you bought a pile of gold and you sold it 30 years from now, like there's a good, because I think that's the thing. It has over the span of time
Sure.
pretty much trended upward in value. So if you were going to sell it 30 years from now, then I could see, well, maybe, yeah, you're going to make some money on that. But I have to believe if you bought some land now and you as an investment and you sold that piece of land 30 years from now, it's going to be a much more significant increase than your gold.
I mean, there's much better investments than buying gold.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
But the only investments I'm interested in is tangible assets.
Rent collector said your land is taxed.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it is, but you're going to make more money.
Yeah.
I mean, most people, when they talk about in buying gold, they act like they're doing something. They buy a freaking ounce of it or something. Well, that ain't enough to matter. That ain't enough to do nothing. I mean, when you talk about needing gold for like these situations or to make a serious investment, you need a lot of freaking gold. Most of you, Chad tells you all the time, you ain't got $1,000 to rub together if you had to. Well, so what are you going to do? Go buy gold?
You can't even buy 1 ounce for $1,000.
That's what he's talking about. Whatever the guy's username was earlier about you can buy divisions of like as small as 1,000th of an ounce. Oh yeah, what's 10 cents of gold gonna get you? It ain't gonna get you nothing, man. Like if you ain't got thousands and thousands to go ahead and drop on some gold as whatever you think that's gonna be for you, well, any less than that definitely ain't worth nothing. I guess you just think you'd pile it up over time, pile up your gold, but Lord, man, we talking piddly. If you ain't got $1,000 to rub together, you got more problems than trying to figure out which gold to buy. Good gosh. Give your head a shake, man. Give your head a shake.
Just to let you guys that are listening know something about Chili over here. He's rich. Okay, so I want to. Y'all don't know that about Chili, but we know that about Chili. He's rich
from a wealthy man's perspective.
Yeah. He's the richest man in the room right now. So
well, y'all are thinking about the wrong thing, anyways. Y'all trying to store up all your treasures, and gold.
No, I'm trying to bury treasure.
Yeah.
To create a story.
Well, I ain't trying to. I ain't got no gold.
Okay.
Well, it's a story you'll never tell.
No, but it'll be told. I'm looking at legacy here.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm looking at legacy.
Nah.
Okay. So, as an investment, Chili says if you buy a large quantity of it, that it is and has been throughout history on an upward trend of value.
No guarantees.
But it could potentially be a idea for an investment, although Chili said there are many other tangible assets that you could invest your money in that are going to give you a much higher return in a shorter amount of time. Or longer amount of time, just a higher return in general. So is that a good recap on that?
Well, sure. I mean, like I said up front, anybody would have to come at me with why they're buying the gold. Like, what specific reason are you buying it for?
We're going to work
and
with
if it's just for an investment,
investment's the first one.
There's better investments.
Okay. Now, if somebody did want to invest, if they said, no, I've just got this freaking extra money and I want to buy gold and I plan to sell it in 30 years and make whatever it's increased in value, how much money worth of gold should they buy?
Well, I mean, enough to do something with. I mean,
what's the number? Give us a number.
I wouldn't buy.
You're talking to Chili like he is the expert on investment, and he's telling you I don't know.
Well,
he's just saying that he knows.
Oh, well, I'm telling you, I wouldn't buy gold. So why would I give you a number of? I mean, first of all, it depends on how much money you have. Like if you got $1,000, and that's all, then I wouldn't buy any of it. If you got a ton of money, well, then you can afford more. But I still wouldn't choose gold.
People on here are saying about 5% of your long-term investment, geez. And then another person said you need about 100,000.
Yeah, they're trying to diversify. Okay, they're just throwing out numbers. It's blanket bullcrap. I ain't giving you a number.
I've already calculated a number. Unless you can buy $200,000 worth of gold as an investment, do not buy it. So unless you've got $200,000 to drop on your pile of gold right now as an investment, don't buy it. You're screwed. Okay. Anything below that, it's not going to pay off. It's not going to be worth it. Okay. So $200,000 is the number.
You love throwing out arbitrary numbers.
No, that's not arbitrary. That's something I've thought about.
Totally arbitrary. What if you're freaking Elon Musk? You got $200 billion. Well, it ain't gonna hurt him to drop a billion on gold.
That's 200,000 or greater. $200,000 is the minimum investment.
Okay.
Okay, so you learned that today on the 307 podcast. That's something that's been figured out. It's been calculated. It's been proven. That's where you're at on that. Okay, so that's the investment. Now let's talk about the other scenario of purchasing gold to hedge against the collapse of the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blake's checked out.
No, I'm not. I'm looking.
He's looking at gold. He's looking at gold right now.
I'm looking up a timeline of gold.
That joker's looking at bullion.
Bullion.
Better than bouillon.
Okay, this is the second thing that we think about. Okay, we see inflation is rising. We see that the dollar is worth less and less and less. And it's continuing. So the dollar, we talked about gold being on an upward trend. The dollar has been on a steadily downward trend. Okay? So we're talking about buying gold now as something, as a form of currency that hedges against this dollar that's eventually going to go down the drain and be worth nothing someday. Talk to us about that scenario. Well, and is it smart to buy gold to hedge against that scenario?
What are you going to use gold for in that scenario? You going to eat it? You going to kill something with it? You going to put it in the ground and bury it and something edible is going to pop up? Or is it just going to sit there and you wait on Chad's grandchildren to come find it with a map? I mean, what purpose would gold serve in that scenario?
If the dollar collapsed?
Yeah, I mean, okay, well then I guess the thought would be, well, I can't go buy something from somebody with $1, so I'll just give them my gold. And they're going to look at you like this is as worthless as that freaking dollar. You could just keep, if the dollar collapses in that scenario, nothing will have any value anyway. You could just say, well, I'll still take your money because it's still a medium of exchange, a means of exchange, the dollar. You could still use your dollars. The dollar collapses in terms of some governmental, okay, but then you and me, I could still be like, hey man, we've all lived this life and agree that the $100 is this. Yeah, there's nothing backing up what it, the store of value that it holds, but
there's something.
But it hasn't for years anyway. There's nothing backing up the dollar now.
Yeah, but there is something that backs up the value of gold, and that is the fact that it's finite.
In that scenario. Who gives a crap? It's not useful. It's the same as a dollar. It's just, okay, I can give you this or this clamshell or whatever or this rock that looks like a diamond that it ain't, or this piece of fool's gold that I found and be like, hey, I'll give you this for this freaking food carrot.
Well, unless the Lord returns and civilization just, just totally different. There'll always have to be something outside of that can be used for trade as currency, because eventually someone's not going to need your protection skills because they've already got it, or they're not going to need meat because they've already got it.
Well, sure, but that's what I'm saying. A dollar could keep doing that.
And I would also dispute your claim there, Blake, because there have been obviously civilizations that had no means of currency outside of usable.
No, they made currencies like clamshells, legitimately.
Native Americans? I wonder if Native Americans had some currency that was outside of.
Of course they did. They all have.
Well, like jewelry and all that kind of stuff. That I'm sure that things that were
all civilizations that made it very long started coming up with a medium.
Okay. So I'm trying to get at the root of what you're saying here, Chili, because if we live to see the collapse of the U.S. dollar as a agreed upon currency with enough value to trade back and forth for actual goods and services that we require, if you're saying if that currency collapses, it's basically going to send us into a scenario where there are big problems, and let's say like me, I have a garden, if somebody comes to me in that scenario, the dollar's collapsed, they can't buy groceries at the grocery store because everything's just shutting down, right? And so they come to me and say, I've got this gold here, but I don't have a garden. Can I pay you some of this gold I have for some of your collard greens? I'm going to say, no, buddy, you can keep your dang gold because I need to eat my collard greens tonight and I can't eat your gold.
Well, yeah, I mean, or your dollar or whatever. I mean, the situation that you're talking about, look, currencies crash. That happens. Technically, the U.S. dollar, I mean, people don't.
The dollar's a fiat currency, right?
Yeah. It's not backed by anything, right?
Anything that's
There's
finite,
no gold
any finite
standard.
resource.
There's no gold standard.
Yeah.
Well, it's all pretty much a fugazi anyway, because look, there's currency speculators out there. Everyone loves to throw around the name George Soros. He tried to crash the British pound. That has to do with the European Union and the euro but look, it didn't happen, and that's because what's really backing these countries' currencies, like the U.S., is military hegemony, military power. I mean, that's really what it is, because it's more complicated than that. But at the end of the day, all of these scenarios that you're talking about, all of them that anybody ever brings up, they literally are talking about doomsday. Like you're just trying to survive. So who gives a crap about your freaking gold or dollar or whatever it is at that point? I don't see the usefulness in it. You just need things. And if you don't have things in that scenario, you ain't going to get them, whether you got gold or not. Because if you said, hey, I'll give you gold for that, and someone's like, I have what I need to survive, gold ain't going to help me get anything that I don't have. Why would you take the gold? People act like the dollar or any currency doesn't have value or has value. Nothing has value. Gold doesn't have some inherent value from God. It's because it's rare, and we live in a society where we have the luxury of just saying, okay, we like this gold, we're going to use it to make jewelry and do other things with it. It's not useful, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You make bullets out of gold? I mean, freaking brass is going to be more valuable than gold whenever this scenario happens. So I don't get the point. Dirt could be valuable if everyone said, dang, I like dirt. That's pretty, man. I'm going to make jewelry out of that dirt. There's a special kind of dirt that you only find in Southwest Florida. It's green. Green dirt. Rare.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, all right then. That's going to be worth something. Why you think random crap like cobalt is all of a sudden worth a lot of money? Because it's in all your freaking iPhones. If you got a bunch of cobalt right now, that's probably worth more than gold. But who gives a crap about cobalt? There's no inherent value in that, but it's making your iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
For that, price of cobalt wasn't very high.
I'm glad we're hashing this out, man, because one, it's a strange thing that there's something in the human nature that has been attracted to gold for thousands of years. What is that?
I don't know. Gold, silver, diamonds.
There's something.
Precious stones like
rare metal. People want things that are not very abundant.
It's scarce.
They can't just get at any time.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, that's why dirt is not very valued like gold, obviously. Mm-hmm. You don't make pretty stuff out of it. It's not rare. But the point is it could be at any time. I mean, gold at one point wasn't even nearly as rare as it is now, but it was still valued.
Yeah.
That's why it's gotten so rare, because it was valued.
Yeah, it's like there's something inherent in the human nature that like is drawn to this.
Like even if it wasn't that rare.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying, I don't think at one point it was all that rare. You see all the freaking crap in Egypt they made out of gold? Lord knows how much gold they had.
Yeah.
Apparently it was just sitting around.
I'm glad we're hashing this out, though, because You know, I've thought about buying gold many times, but I always come to this conclusion that we have just hashed out right now.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, I think I'm going to buy some gold for whatever, because I see the dollar, you know, going down the drain, you know, because I think I could use it as some means of trade in the event of doomsday, if you want to call it. But I always come to the same conclusion. I'm like, no, if I've got an extra $10,000, I always come to the conclusion that I should just use that $10,000 to buy ammunition instead of gold. Because here I have this, with this ammunition, I have this thing that has also been on an upward and increasing value, you know, trending upward in terms of value, but I have something that will 100% be desirable and useful in the event of a collapse of the US dollar.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to put myself in this scenario where, again, let's say I have a herd of cows and some starving person comes to me and says, I'm starving to death, I don't have any meat. I can either give you 1,000 rounds of ammunition or I can give you 1,000 ounces of gold. In that scenario, I'm probably going to take the 1,000 rounds of ammunition.
Yeah.
Because then I can use that ammunition to defend my cows from the rest of the starving people.
Have you ever asked why people save money? You ever thought about that?
No, let's talk about it.
Because it seems like people talk about saving money and you go look at the Fox Business Channel and go watch Dave Ramsey and go watch whoever, blah, 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 Bloviate and talk about saving money and all this. I don't even think anybody even knows why they do it or what the philosophy is behind it. I mean, like on a deep level, you'd just say, well, just so you can't run out of money. Well, I mean, you're saving money because you don't have everything that you need or project that you won't have everything you need for later in life. Like, why are you investing money? Well, so you have a lot of this money left for when you retire and then you're older so you can pay for things that you need. And so you need to save money, but you should also be looking to buy the things now that you need or might need or are going to need, like ammunition. I mean, like what he's talking about. So if you don't have any guns or ammunition, or you don't have, you're not growing food or doing those types of things, well, you should probably spend the money that you do have now on those things versus just saving it for what? I mean, you should have money saved because it's a realistic possibility that you'll need medical treatment when you're in your 80s, right? Well, how are you going to get that if you don't have money? Right? So you should say it's fine to save money for things like that. But if you don't have the things that you need, like
to survive,
like growing your own food, guns and ammunition, the list goes on, but to me, those are the main things. Well,
shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
Water.
Most people have that, but you should buy those things with the money you have now because that's what you need. That's kind of what in the back of your mind, whether you realize it or not, you're saving for anyway. Mm-hmm. So don't save for it. Buy it while you can.
It's exactly how I think. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't save any money. I mean, and the people that are saying have 5% of it, they're talking about diversifying their investments and everything. I mean, that's fine. But gold generally isn't, I don't get it.
Well, this is the perfect segue into my next segment of this podcast of getting to a place in your life where you can freaking say no to the things that you want to say no to, that you think are freaking stupid. Essentially, it boils down to this philosophy I have of becoming ungovernable. I'm going to talk about that. This segues right into that. But before I talk about that, I'm really excited about these new jeans. Okay?
Cement.
Okay? Okay? It's getting jeans season.
Yeah.
Around here in Georgia. And actually, tomorrow, I'm going to be filming for you guys on YouTube. And we're probably going to build a new floor into a trailer that I have. And I need some daggone jeans to be out there doing that. And Barbell has just sent us this new pair right here in this concrete color. Now, I just think that's a good looking color for a jean, man.
I think it's cement.
Oh, cement, concrete, same thing. Look, I just think that's a good looking jean right there, buddy. I mean, I'm looking forward to working in these tomorrow. You know, and the good part about these darn jeans right here, look at this. They got some stretch. Look at that. They got some stretch to them, right? So it don't get you ball sack all bound up. It don't get you legs all bound up. They got a little stretch to them, so you can get out here and work in these son of a guns, and you don't feel like you can't squat down and pick up a darn saw or a piece of wood or something that you're trying to get, you know? They've got this stretch in them, and they have maintained the durability of the fabric while being able to actually make these son of a guns comfortable. Not like y'all remember y'all know the old jeans, the Carhartts and the Levi's and all that. You had to wash the son of a guns 1,000 times before they even get comfortable enough to wear. And by time, right as they get comfortable enough to wear, guess what?
You rip them.
They're ready to be thrown in the garbage because they've worn so darn thin, they don't even hold up no more. These right here are, look.
Well, they also fit better, too.
Yeah, these fit better. Now, look, these ain't made for you 300-400 pounder. Okay? These are made for you folks that's actually got a normal human body shape. Okay? I'll be working in these tomorrow. Check them out at barbellapparel.com. This is the men's athletic fit 2.0. Another thing about these jeans right here, look at this, right here in the crotch. They're gusseted. That means there's a extra, y'all see that triangle of fabric right there? When you packing like me, that matters, okay? This
gives shortened up a little bit for him.
This gives you extra space in your crotch so you can move and sit down and stuff like that, okay?
It got vulgar.
Everything about these darn jeans are legit, man.
And they got that hoodie sale going now. If you spend over $99, you get a free hoodie. So
are you serious?
Yeah, if you get jeans, you
get a free hoodie. You get a whole darn outfit.
Winter outfit.
I'm gonna be working in these tomorrow. All right, I just like that color a lot. Yeah, I really do. You know, I like that color that you got on there too. I like a light colored jean.
Yeah, I'm more of a light wash.
That's a Barbell jean right there, ain't it?
Well, yeah.
That's legit, man. Them look good. That's the boot cut.
Yeah, I ain't got boots on right now, but you know. I have a little room.
I don't even think you own a pair of boots. You ain't never worked a day in your life.
You work in cowboy boots?
So check them out at barbellapparel.com. It's time to get you a new pair of jeans.
Shows how much Chad works.
Don't you remember Ranger, man? You do whatever in boots and blue jeans.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That was impressive, but.
Okay. You know, people, you talked about it just a minute ago, Chili. Using this dollars that you have right now while they're still worth something to set yourself up with the things that you need for your day-to-day needs. Your shelter, your food, your water, your place to live, hunt, all that kind of stuff, right? This is the reason why when the government comes down with some sort of mandate, some sort of bull crap.
Hey, easy, buddy.
Some sort of something that
Don't be dogging the government, man.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to do that in
Hey,
front of you.
hey.
When they come down with something
Easy.
and they impose it upon you and me, the reason most of y'all, I ain't going to say most of y'all, I'm going to say based off of the comments I see, about half, a reason about half of y'all can't say no is because you're up to your freaking eyeballs in debt and you don't have the things that you need just to freaking survive. All right. One, you don't have you don't have the resources, and two, you don't have the skills. So these are the two things that you should spend your money on, is acquiring the resources and acquiring the skill. Because the resource without the skill is useless. I don't care how many bullets you have, if you don't know how to shoot, move, and communicate, your bullets are ineffective. I don't care how much land you have, if you don't know, if you can't grow a weed because you don't know how to freaking grow nothing, your land's useless. If you don't know how to take care of a livestock animal, like I do, I got 7 freaking goats, man. You think it didn't take some skills learning how to take care of these dang goats? Oh. I don't care how much pasture you have if you don't know how to care for a livestock animal. See, you got to be learning this stuff, man. You got to be, and a lot of y'all just living, you ain't got no skills, you ain't got no resources, you're up to your eyeballs in debt, and you say, man, the government wants me to get this daggone shot. Well, I better go get that shot, because if I don't, if I get fired from this job here because I don't want to get that shot, I ain't going to be able to pay my bills next week. You know why you got bills? Because you ain't got no skills. You got bills because you ain't got no skills.
You've been waiting on that for hours.
Get that. That's my...
I mean...
Dude, I've come up with 2 campaign slogans today. Look.
What are you talking about?
The first one is just say no. The second one is you got bills if you ain't got skills. Okay?
Who doesn't have bills?
People who ain't got skills.
You don't have a bill.
I got a cell phone bill.
You got that tax bill.
I mean, I got
bills. A cell phone bill.
Everybody does. What are you talking about?
Just go with it, man.
No, I ain't going with your campaign. You freaking doofuses online want him to run for public office because you're stupid. Ain't nobody needs to be running for dang public office. You shut it all down.
So look,
jeez.
If you want to become ungovernable, which means you get to decide your own rules, get some resources, get some skills, use your dang money to buy the right stuff, quit going up to your eyeballs in debt, buying a bunch of freaking crap that you don't even need. I look at some of these dang houses, man, and I'm like, why on earth would a human being need a house like that? Like, that must be a Catholic living in there with 9 dozen kids. But then you walk up in there and it's just a man and a woman. Got a 6-bedroom house. What in the ever-living crap? I see it, man. Okay? Use your money, get your resources, get enough skills to where you can utilize those resources to where it don't matter what the freaking crap comes down the pipe. You're good, man. You're good. And I know what y'all say, man. Y'all say, oh, man, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, Chad. But if I say no, well, if I say no to, paying up these property taxes, they're going to sell my house out from under me. Well, how far you want to take this, man? They sell your house out from under you, and somebody shows up to move in your house, it might not go very well for them.
What are you talking
How
about?
far do you want to take? You can take this all the way. That's my third campaign slogan. Take it all the way.
I mean,
Just say no.
You're literally talking nonsensical. What's your point?
A lot of people listening understand what I'm saying.
He has gotten way too far down this rabbit hole of preserving life.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying, and I don't know that they do either. They're going to go with you, but that don't mean they know what you're saying. Explain what you're saying. If they sell your house out from under you, you can just take it all the way. I mean, that's perfect politician talk. You're literally saying a bunch of crap without saying anything at all. Hey, man, they sell your house out from under you. You just take it all the way.
Look, man.
Just say no, and then you won't have bills because then you'll have skills. I mean,
you got it.
You're saying a bunch of crap.
You got it, man.
But you ain't saying nothing at all.
You got it. You just said it all for. What else needs to be added to that?
What are you talking about?
Look, you own what you can defend.
Well, guess what? Guess what?
Go ahead. Let me know.
How do you don't live under the impression that you can really operate this way because you don't operate this way.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
He's convinced himself that
You
he does.
pay taxes, dude.
I don't.
You can say that to make yourself feel better, but taxes are paid in your name.
Well, I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah, you do.
So, like, you can,
look, man, I
so
can't,
you can talk like you're big and bad, but you don't actually.
Dude, I can't help it if I say I ain't paying these taxes no more
Because I know someone else will pay them.
And somebody comes up to me and says, "Well, all right, Chad. Well, I'll just pay them for you." I can't do nothing about that.
They're paying them for you with your own money.
I can't
Like,
do
it's
nothing.
different if somebody said, "Hey, let me take care of your tax bill," but they're using your money to pay your taxes on your behalf. And the only thing is you're not submitting the money.
I don't have any money.
How you gonna buy all that gold?
None of my money belongs to me.
Well, you own what you can defend. Is what you said.
Yeah, that's right.
You
You
can't,
can't
defend it.
defend no money. He can't defend no. That's the thing. Jack can't defend nothing, so he don't own nothing.
So y'all hold on to them three campaign slogans.
Complaints is what they are.
Skills over bills. Just say no and take it all the way.
What are you running for? Georgia governor?
Warlord of the earth.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm running for warlord of the earth.
don't sound like you need to run for that.
Now, the reason that we talk about all these things, here we're getting down to the foundation of
Gosh, I wish you'd get somewhere.
why we talk about all these things on the 3 of 7 podcast. And that's been some good information passed on this podcast today, okay?
Today?
Yeah, today. Yeah. This was a good, this has got people thinking.
What?
Okay?
All right.
This has got people thinking. The reason that we talk about this stuff, the reason that I spend so much time thinking about this stuff is because it's fun. None of it really matters. I just wanted to remind y'all of that. It's fun. I mean, is this not fun?
I don't even know what that means, so maybe it's fun for you.
Yeah.
What
It's like,
Chad
Yeah.
longs for a day that he can just be just a complete rebel and like not bound by anything or anyone and just go.
I do as well,
full.
but you ain't gonna get it.
But it's fun for him to think about.
it's fun
that
for
day.
me to imagine it.
I don't think that's why you think about it, though. I think you can come up with a way to truly achieve some level of autonomy that I think you think there's a level of autonomy that you actually haven't reached yet, but you think you can reach it, but I say is impossible. And you're trying to figure out how to reach it.
No.
No. I think that's what it is.
No.
Yeah.
I realize it is. I realize it's impossible. Okay, I live in reality.
No. You haven't accepted it,
Okay,
though.
exactly. I haven't accepted it. I choose to still have fun with my imagination. So none of this crap matters. You know, you're gonna be dead soon. I'm gonna be dead soon. The world's gonna keep going on until the king comes and sets up the only true form of government that will ever work, because it is ruled over by the creator of the universe and not mankind. That's the truth of the matter. But I'm going to have fun with my imagination while I'm here. And I do also believe that when I do run for warlord of the world, I am running under the anarchist party. I've been thinking about this, because for me to run for politics, I've got to associate myself with some sort of political ideology.
Dad, you're not running for politics. You're running for warlord. I don't even know what you're talking about running for it. You don't have to run for it.
I'm going to have to think about that.
You just decide when that's what you're doing. You have to run for president or public office.
Well, you don't have to run to be a warlord?
That's not public office. No.
Dang. Well, I've been thinking about like what political ideology I want to associate myself with, and you've got Democrat, Republican, and libertarian.
Yeah, you got lots of other parties too.
But
at the Green Party,
You ever asked a warlord what party you with? You Republican warlord or Democratic warlord?
as I continue to progress in my journey, I think that I am a true anarchist in the way that I think and view things.
well, yeah, everybody goes. I would expect you to be in that phase. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a phase.
Where does it go from here?
Well, I think once you realize that is another form of utopian thinking, just like socialism, you'll kind of have a phase where you basically are nihilistic. You're just like, nothing. It's all hopeless. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. It's just politics is irredeemable, and then what you'll do is you'll look back and you'll be like, what about that? That makes sense. And then what you'll do is you'll formulate a new way of thinking that is just your own and not bound by the restrictions that some other ideology or group of ideologies has placed on you. And then hopefully you'll just be able to think for yourself and not align with anything.
Well, let me tell you. Let me add something of some value to this conversation, because you did say something earlier that had some value that people could actually glean from this, other than talking about being a warlord. And
There's a lot of hidden value in this episode.
Like that treasure.
yeah, guys, look, if you feel like you didn't get anything out of this, listen to it again.
We'll release a map
and then
for this episode.
And just keep on listening to it until you find the hidden gem, because it's there.
I'll release a map on Instagram later for this episode.
It's there.
So what were you going to add, Blake?
I was going to add that, you was talking about people being basically in debt, and they're not even able to, they can't say no to anything because
you're a slave to the lender.
Up. And I was thinking about what we talked about when we was running down in Florida. And when you're out and about on a trail and there's just a lot of people out there, you start to think about what day it is, because people only come out on the weekends usually. And I thought, darn, today's Sunday, or what was it?
It was Sunday, yeah.
And I don't think about what day it is anymore, but I used to work a job Monday to Friday, and I'd always thinking about what day it was, and I thought, all these people are out because it's Sunday. And then I seen these people standing under this little little shelter thing looking out over Lake Apopka. And I thought, man, I bet they're just somewhat enjoying this moment, but they're dreading going back to work on Monday. And I felt, you used to feel that way.
I've used to feel that way too. All of us that have worked felt that way at one point. I mean, worked a traditional
job
American route.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chili's never experienced that, but
no. So I thought back about how I used to feel that way, and it just gives me just like, you just feel sick to your stomach. I do. Because I just dreaded going back, and I couldn't even enjoy the time I had off. And so, I just say that to say, with you talking about that you don't got to be bound. You don't have to feel that way or be bound to the job you're doing, because now some people should work that job because that's just what they're good at, maybe what they're meant to do. But a lot of us aren't, and you're just doing it anyways because you're so up to your eyeballs in debt, and you have all this stuff that you don't need, that you think you need, and you're having to pay all of these bills, and you ain't got to do that. The security you think you get from money, that's Chili was like, well, why does anybody save money? A lot of times it's for security. They think, well, when I'm not going to have enough one day, or I might need this in the future, or maybe it's just so you can pay the bills you got this month, living paycheck to paycheck. But you got to bust them dang bills down. You got to get rid of that crap and do a job, live a job that you can, you can enjoy doing, that you don't even have to think about what day it is.
You know why you got bills?
I'm into that.
You ain't got skills.
You ain't got no skills. That's exactly right.
So you need to lower your bills so you can afford to pay someone to teach you some skills.
That's unbelievable.
Amen. I believe this was one of the most value-packed podcasts we've ever recorded. Okay? Now look, YouTube.
That's recency
is there anybody
bias.
still watching on YouTube?
It's like 600 people watching.
Holy! I told you, man! This is one of the most valuable podcasts we've ever recorded right
tell
here.
him.
We dropped so many gems up in here.
He's been crapping on it, man.
Yeah. I do want to take some questions. If there's anyone on YouTube watching that has enough cognitive ability to formulate a decent question, I do want to take some questions from YouTube. We've got the tech guy monitoring the screen right now.
I'll start monitoring it now. If you've asked a question in the past, I'm sorry, but you need to re-up it. The super chat's been going off the rails on
That's
this.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Let me go ahead and catch up on.
I love you guys, man.
Let me catch you up on these super chats here. Look.
Okay.
We got $5. Armando Reyes said Joe Biden's the best president ever.
Agreed.
We had Thad Timney give $10.
Thad, thank you, brother.
Got DZ Nault gave $20. Said bury the gold and make him do an endurance challenge.
Hoo-yah, son. I like that.
It's actually not a bad idea for a future race. We'll just bury a small amount.
I like that.
Yeah.
Little Trucker Kennels, he gave multiple $5, $10 super chats.
Little Trucker Kennels?
Yeah, he said.
What kind of dogs he got, I wonder?
Miniature pinchers, I think.
Okay.
He said go look up that Goldback.
Roger that. I'm going to check that out today.
EJ gave $5.
EJ, thank you, brother.
TJ McLaughlin, he gave $5. I think he just gives some more.
TJ, thank you, my brother.
Oh, no, that's a different guy. We had D4 KS K Side Bob. He gave £5.
Thank you, Side Bob, coming from the UK, dropping them pounds, dropping them quid on us, son.
Manfred Kampf, he gave $20.
Manfred, thank you, brother.
Tax fund and international shipment fund, he said.
Working on it.
We talked about this morning. We talked about that this morning, Manfred.
Yep. Europa, The Last Battle, $2 Canadian.
Thank you, Europa.
Travis Van S said he just joined Patreon. Looking forward to Resurrected, $20 super chat.
Thank you, Travis.
They're rolling in.
That's unbelievable, man. Look, be monitoring them questions, man. These people deserve to have a question or two answered with it. They've got the wisest man on earth sitting right here in the room with them, Brother Chili, Deacon Pope Chili, up in the house, wisest man on earth. He counsels the warlord of the earth on a regular basis. It looks like he's also monitoring the live here, looking for questions. So, I want to just tell you guys, while they're searching for a good question from you guys, genuinely, all jokes aside, it freaking blows me away, the support that you guys pour out to us here at 307 Project. Like, I'm not kidding you. It literally blows me away that you guys are generous enough to support the things that we do, okay? We just spent... this weekend, we just spent about $5,000 on the new podcast studio setup. Now, we'll probably have to spend another $3,000 or $4,000 to get it all set up because we're moving to podcast studio and we're going to have a better production for you guys, hopefully here within the next couple of weeks. The reason that we're able to do that is because of you guys that support us here on these super chats and our Patreon members. That's the only way any of this happens. And it just blows me away that we are empowered and enabled to do what we've been called to do because of each and every one of you guys. And that's all jokes aside, man. We've done a lot of joking on this episode. A lot of serious stuff. A lot of joking too, though. But I just want to take the time to say that. Do we have any good questions here?
Yeah, I got a good one for you here. Kyler Williams, he said, do you guys have a podcast? And if so, what's it called?
Holy crap.
Is he talking to us?
Who said that?
Kyler Williams.
Kyler.
If he's talking to us, that's funny. I like if he's talking to us. Who
else would he be talking to?
Well, I don't know. I ain't been reading the chat, but if he's talking to us, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So, do you got a podcast or not,
Kyler? You know what, man? If you're being serious, okay, if you're being serious, Kyler, I really genuinely feel bad for you, and I'm thinking about giving you a free phone call with me. Just so I can try to at least get you on a base level of sanity. I'm thinking about doing that.
Come on, man. You act like he's insane.
Here's another question. Justin Smiley.
I like Kyler.
He said, what are your thoughts on wars and rumors of wars?
I'm imagining he's referencing the Bible in more than likely the book of Matthew, which is the most detailed account that Jesus of what Jesus said about the last days, wars and rumors of wars. I think, well, obviously there have been wars and rumors of wars since, for ages, right? I think there's a good case to be made that when we use the term the last days, that in referencing scripture, I think there's a case to be made that the beginning of those last days started at the crucifixion of Christ. Okay? So wars and rumors of wars, that's nothing new. That's going to keep coming. That's going to keep happening. And it's probably going to increase. Okay? So I don't think that's any big, nothing's changed with that. It is what it is. And it's going to keep happening, and it's probably going to become increased to the point that literally there's going to be a time when people are going to be so afraid, the Bible says they're going to crawl into the freaking mountains and pray that the mountains would fall on them and kill them. So it's going to keep coming. Let it come.
Lala said, what are some of the skills single ladies should realistically prioritize and continue practicing to help maintain overall security?
Well, the most perishable skill that I personally have, it's the most important skill and the most perishable skill, is my ability to wield a firearm. Okay? You should, if you want to invest in a skill on a regular basis, get training on how to protect yourself with a firearm. I don't care. Look, the moment the moment the firearm was invented, all of your little karate and punches and your knife fighting and all this crap.
What, karate?
All that crap just went out the window, son.
Krav Maga.
Yeah, all that. I'm sorry to tell you, all that
judo.
all that became inferior. Okay, so
Karate chop that bullet.
Look, you got to find a credible instructor first of all. But I think, to me, the most liberating skill that you can possibly possess is proficiency with a firearm.
Oh, you'll like...
I got a few.
All right, let me ask him this one, then you can go.
Okay.
He'll like this one. Do you have any bike adventures planned?
Oh, jeez.
Well, Lord, yeah, I got bike adventures planned. Yeah, I'll be doing a bike race in February, 365 miles. And I want to do Tour Divide next year if these guys will let me freaking be gone for 6 weeks.
I got to find some of these again. The problem is there's too many. I won't respond to a lot of these. ARAM Decoy said, is Chili tilted? Yes.
He's been tilted since day one. He come out of the womb tilted.
Full tilt. Somebody said I think they're talking about me. I don't understand anarchists. I wanted to find that one.
Well, go ahead and hit it.
Neil Conway. Yeah. He doesn't understand anarchists, but other than that, he's all right. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. I don't understand anything, but I would love for you to put what you think anarchism means, because I'm sure you self-identify as one. And I would like to hear how you think you're going to achieve utopia through that.
Oh, well, that's where you're off right off the bat. If you think that
oh, that's the goal of anarchism.
No,
it is.
It is. Not my version.
No. You think everything will just work its way out?
No, I don't.
Oh, sure you do.
I think there will be there will be chaos in anarchy.
But what will it end in?
It will just be chaotic perpetually. It will never end.
Well, it'll end in everybody being dead, right?
No.
You're so stupid.
No.
Okay. You don't think?
Anarchy means it's on you to handle your business, man.
I know what it means.
It's on you to handle your business. That's not a utopia. That's a lot of freaking work.
The goal of it is so the government is completely not involved,
That's
and then
everything
works its way out, and then
nothing
you just live
works,
a nice life.
No, nothing works its way out. But living in a society that has succumbed to anarchy is pretty dang stressful.
Yeah, for a while.
Chad's an archaeologist.
For a while, but then there's a goal, man.
No, there's no goal to it. It's just
there is.
The goal is
there's a goal to every ideology, whether you realize it or not.
Well, I guess you could say the goal is the true essence of liberty.
Right.
The true essence of liberty.
But why do you think that would achieve that?
Because it's on you, man.
That's a good reason.
Because
that's a good you know you're doing good in a debate when they ask a question. You go because.
This super chat's still rolling in, son.
Well, go ahead, hit them.
No, go with your next one.
Well, I lost it. Go ahead.
Got Kelly Phoenix for $3.07. Kelly 307. Garrick on here, 1999.
Garrick got that Porsche, man.
Love Garrick.
Yeah. Says see
Good
you at the
dude.
Proving Grounds.
Good dude right there.
Artie Rowe, $20. Chad for Warlord.
Artie, yeah, buddy.
Chad, what should the lost do to be unlost? That was his question.
What should the lost do to be unlost? Well, look here, buddy. That's real easy. All it's if you want to be unlost, you got to realize that Jesus Christ was God in flesh. You got to realize that you're not perfect, that God, the creator of the universe, is perfect, and you need to accept the fact that he shed his blood on the cross to cover your iniquity and to reconcile you back to him. You got to accept that, and you got to repent, which means turn away from all your pornography, from all your bull crap. Turn away from all that crap and do the best you can to follow Christ.
That's it.
If you want to be unlost, look, it don't matter to me. Y'all don't understand, man. I told you I talk about all this crap because it's fun. You know why I can have fun talking about all this crap? You know why I can be totally okay with whatever happens? Not that it ain't going to be painful. Not that it ain't going to hurt. All that might happen. The reason I can be okay with all that is because of my faith in Christ. That's it. I know. It's hard to understand that. It's hard to understand that if you haven't experienced the peace that surpasses all understanding when you accept Christ, Jesus, and what he did on the cross as the payment that's been made to reconcile you unto God for all of eternity. The knowledge that you cannot die, that you will be resurrected just as Christ was resurrected, and that you will live in union with him for all of eternity. Who the crap? Who cares what happens? I'm good, boy.
We got $5 from Downtown 296.
Downtown.
New subscriber said he's former 11 Bravo.
Outstanding, man. It's the Army MOS. What you got, Chill? Take one or two more.
They've came in too fast. There's no questions anymore. Someone asked, do you think World War III is impending? That was Roy Ortega. I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know if you got an answer for that. Probably not. Then another super chat just came in. Artie Rowe.
Well, I'm telling you, this World War III, it ain't gonna be nothing like what you think it's gonna be like, buddy. Just know that.
Is it Albert Einstein quote? Said World War III. He's like, it's something to the effect of, I don't know what that's going to be fought with, but World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Isn't that his quote?
Yeah.
Isn't that the effect of it? I think so, yeah.
You know, I was sharing a prophecy with Aunt B the other day. And I was reading the prophecy to her. It was out of Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39. And she said, how can this be true?
That Gog and
Magog. She said, everybody's on horses. I said, well, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, guys, this was a great episode. Again, thank you for joining us. I'll be recording a new episode on our new channel, Chad Wright 278. If you haven't subscribed to Chad Wright 278 on YouTube, I'll probably I've got my, you come with me for a day. I try to teach y'all some stuff, show you how I live my day, introduce you to my goats. We just spend the day together, man. I'm going to probably record that tomorrow, Lord willing. I got some new guns. We're going to go out to the range. We're going to rebuild a utility trailer. We'll hang out with the goats, probably go for a run or something like that. So I'll probably hit that for y'all on Sunday. Also, that exists also if something ever happens to our stuff here at 307 Project, y'all got another place. We're going to come at you hot on that other side, boy. So y'all go over and subscribe to that channel, Chad Wright 278. A lot of people say they can't find it. I don't know why you can't find it. When I type it in, it pops up. So I don't know.
Well, I think they don't know if it's 1D or 2Ds.
It's 2Ds.
Got one more super chat. Neil Conway, he's been trying to get my attention. He said, anarchy is the belief that all control over a person is undesired.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for clearing that up, brother. That's outstanding.
And there's another one.
I tell you what, we got some good people, son. Are y'all as thankful as I am?
Well, yeah, it's
The
insane.
fact that we get to do what we do.
It's insane.
Yep.
It is. It is.
That was from Susan L.
All right. I love you
Thank
guys. We're gonna I don't know what. I guess we're gonna help Chili load these boxes of hats back here. Y'all can't see the back of this room, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. Well, yeah. There's 10 boxes of the running hats back here. Chili just went off the rails. We got a new shirt coming out for y'all.
Oh, you love to say stuff too early.
Y'all gonna like this one.
Dummy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna like this one. Guarantee you, son.
It's an Anarchy shirt.
Yeah, y'all stand
You
by.
signing any?
Oh, do we have a silver thing, Blake? A silver
I don't
pen?
know.
If I
Better
could
not say it.
look,
Like you already did.
I'm gonna get Blake to find me a silver Sharpie before Chili hauls these hats off here. I'm gonna sign 10 of these hats. Okay, I'm gonna sign today. I'm gonna sign underneath the hat bill. I'm gonna sign 10 of these running hats. You might get one. You might not.
Do we have a silver Sharpie that's going to work?
Oh yeah. We'll get one. Yeah, we'll get one. So there's gonna be 10 of these hats in circulation
You better.
that's signed underneath the bill. So when you get you one of these hats, hey, look under it, see if you ain't got one.
The golden ticket.
Love you guys. Enough said.